Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, AJ in Love. Here with another AEW Dynamite review for February 10th, 2021. I apologize if this is a day later. I got home yesterday really exhausted uh, because of some miscommunication with some testing, but figured out. And when I got home yesterday, I was just exhausted and I just wanted to relax. But now I'm back today here with your review. Um, so thank you all for joining me. If you're new to the podcast, like and subscribe, click on that bell. This episode, Dynamite, was good. It was good. Very solid. Um, the main event was solid. The Falls Count Anywhere match. The opener was good with Darby, Allin, Joey, Janela. Got some furthering of storylines. Sammy, Guevara, and the Inner Circle. I'll touch on that in a few. But yeah, overall, a good show. So now let's get into the actual review, shall we? So the show started off, like I said, with Darby Allin and Joey Janela. Was a good match for TNT Championship. I mean, Joey Janela, we know he's talented, very talented. But, I mean, he has not been placed very good in a long time. We know he's talented. I mean, him being paired with Sun Kiss, that didn't really further his uh, placement. It was just there for him to do, but this is pretty much a match to get Darby another title defense. But this is a good match. Obviously, they both have chemistry, and I believe the last time they fought was at All Out, not last year, but the year before, against Jimmy Havoc in that Cracker Barrel brawl per se. But this is a good match. High flying for both Suicida by Darby and then Suicida by Janela for 2. Janela caught a coffin drop to a German suplex and a super kick for a near fall. Then stunner by Darby, pile driver by Janela for a near fall. Then a avalanche code breaker for near fall, or code red, excuse me. Then coffin drop by Darby for the win. Good win for Darby, giving him more momentum going into the street fight at Revolution, pairing with Sting versus Team Taz. So then we go from that match to I would say, very strange but good kind of opening for a new star. So we had Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson versus Peter Avalon, Cesar Bononi. Cesar Bononi, he was quietly in NXT for a stint. Now, I couldn't really pay attention in this match because, I mean, look, Lee Johnson, he had good outbursts and he rolled up basically Avalon for the win. But Cody Rhodes, and lately how he's been booking has been pretty just strange and bizarre. I mean, he had that match with Avalon, and then, his booking has just been weird as of late. And nothing against Avalon and Johnson and Bononin, but these guys have been, well, especially Johnson and Avalon, they've been primarily on Dark and have been jobbing to many stars on the roster. And Cody Rhodes, credit, he's the face of AEW, but the way he's booking now, I'm just waiting for the thing with Shaq to blow over on March 3rd, and then after that, hopefully Cody, he still has obviously the show, and then he has his child coming soon. All in all, it's just hopefully once it all kind of dims down, then we see Cody in a better light on AEW. But this was okay, this match. Just I've not been a real fan of his booking as of late. Now, so then we had the Young Bucks backstage talk with the Good Brothers about the Battle Royal last week, saying that, excuse me, my screen went blank. That was strange, but seems to be okay. I'm not sure what the reason for that is, but sorry about that. So then we go. So basically, the Young Bucks, they said they were going to wait till Revolution to defend those titles. So they announced that they will face Santana Ortiz next week for the tag team titles. Santana Ortiz, and it did it again. I'm not sure what that is, but sorry about that. So, but as regards to the match next week, Santana Ortiz, we know they're talented. How they've been booked as of late, especially in the Inner Circle, has been, they haven't really been able to break out on their own. Now, should be a fun match between the two teams next week, but I don't know. We'll see how all fares out. It's an interesting dynamic too, because Jericho and MJF, they have the shot at Revolution, and Santana Ortiz, they are in the Inner Circle. So that's a nice little interesting dynamic. So then we had Matt Hardy and Hangman backstage. Matt Hardy said they ran him a bar and that drinks are on him. And Hangman said that's all cool as long as it. Oh, geez, it did again. Yeah, I'm not sure what that deal is, but sorry about that. So then afterwards, Hangman, he ran to the Dark Order and it was kind of an awkward encounter. So clearly, Hangman and the Dark Order ain't finished with, and will this lead to him being in the Dark Order? Perhaps. But we'll just have to see. So then we have PAC vs Ryan Nemeth. Now, Last time I talked about Ryan Nemeth, I said he looked like Dolph Ziggler. Well, that was before I knew that he was the brother of Dolph Ziggler. And so, but he has a good look. He faced with PAC. He did a good job selling for PAC. PAC won with the Black Arrow and the Blue Brutalizer. So, good for PAC. Keeps momentum going. I think because I didn't see Kenta out there. So, I think perhaps Kenta is injured, and that's kind of pushed away or forced the Death Triangle to take a step back in their booking. But going for PAC and Ryan Nemeth, I mean, he has the look. Perhaps if he can get into a little bit of a character, then he can slowly climb his way up the card. So then we had MJF and Chris Jericho versus the Acclaimed. This was stemming from last week, the Battle Royal. And I just got blacked out again. Aye. But so getting into the match, I guess I just have to deal with the blackouts, I guess. But it was a good match. The Acclaim were taking it to MJF and Jericho because previously in the show, Sammy Guevara confronted MJF backstage, telling him that he was trying to take over the Inner Circle, and MJF denied it, tried to make the claim for Sammy, and Sammy, it looked like he was being recorded by MJF, and Sammy destroyed his phone, MJF's phone, and punched MJF in the gut, and then next thing you know, we see MJF a cracked rib, or with tape around his ribs. So there was that. Now this match, MJF was milking his ribs. Nothing much. The Acclaimed are getting better and better. They're coming a long way in a very deep tag team division, which I enjoy. So at the end, Juice Effect to Matt Caster by Jericho for the win. Afterwards, Sammy Guevara came out and he told Jericho he was done. And he quit the Inner Circle. And he walked out through the other tunnel. So there was that. And what the hell? Sorry, I don't know what's happening with my computer. That's very strange. So try to finish. Okay. Almost done. That's good. So then we had first round match in the AEW Women's Title Eliminated Tournament. Layla Hirsch versus Thunder Rosa. Layla Hirsch has gotten better. She's shown improvement. And she has that good look. I would say she doesn't look as intimidating as Shayna Baszler, but she definitely has that MMA look, and she's showing improvement. Against Thunder Rosa, who's basically the best in AEW right now. Not named Shia, but they had a nice little back and forth, and Thunder Rosa ultimately picked up the win with the Thunder Driver and she advances in the tournament. And apparently on Monday, we're getting the Japanese side of the bracket with the women. All the matches on Monday on AEW's YouTube channel. So that's interesting dynamic. So then we get to the main event. Kenny Omega and Kenta versus Jon Moxley and Lance Archer. This was, what more could you say? This was an absolute chaotic but fun mess. I mean, if you had told me that all these guys, I mean, they all have ties with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and now they're all competing against each other in AEW. And Kenta is an active member of the roster for New Japan. And obviously, his feud with Jon Moxley, who's the IWGP United States Champion. But what we saw in this match just shows you that it's coming full circle. You know, the AEW, New Japan, Impact Pro Wrestling partnership is really coming full circle. But this was a fun match. Like I said, it was a brawl. They were using Kenta's briefcase, suicide by Mox. Archer got a ladder. He threw Omega into the ladder. Looked brutal. Kenta and Mox, they were fighting into the kitchen of Daily's place. Kenta hit a DT on Moxley on one of the tables in the kitchen. Nice spot. Archer and Omega, they were fighting as well into the kitchen. There were potatoes everywhere. It was a bit crazy. And then Moxley and Omega, they were fighting back to the ring area. And Moxley was hit with a... I'm sorry, I'm just kind of confused with all the blackouts. It's whatever. So, Omega caught Moxley with a V-trigger while he went for a candlestick shot. Archer and Kenta were fighting on stage, and Archer wanted to powerbomb Kenta into the announcer's table. That was stopped, and Moxley, he was on the timekeeper's table, and Kenta jumped off the stage and hit a diving foot stomp on Moxley through the table. Or not through the table, but on Moxley. Brutal spot, fun spot. Back in the ring, Archer hit his moonsault press on Omega for a near fall. He went for the blackout, but then the Good Brothers appeared, attacked on Archer. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that, but... So then, Archer, he got hit with an assisted one-winged angel by Omega for the win. Kenta and Omega pick up the win. Good win for both of them. Kenta hit another GTS on Moxley, which looked kind of botched, but still. But good win for Kenta and Omega. Archer, he looked strong in this match. We know the feud between Kenta and Moxley. It's very interesting to see how things are going to go down in the future with the whole. Because in the main event, we saw AEW guys, Impact Wrestling guys, and New Japan guys all in the main event. If that doesn't show you that the possibilities down the line, it's just fun for AEW and for these other two organizations. Overall, I can't wait to see what it leads to, but it should be fun in the future. Overall, guys, that was the show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry, day late, but this was a good episode of Dynamite. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Like I said, if you're new, like and subscribe. Thank you all. I'll see you on Tuesday for another sports overview topics. Thank you all. Have a safe day. And see you next week.